Hi everybody, my name is Shamilka Samarasinha and I'm the Global Head of Social Responsibility here at EPAM. It is really exciting to be here sharing our CSR journey with you today. No more are the days when social impact was reserved for volunteers and non-profit organizations. As consumers become more and more concerned with social and environmental issues we face in the world, more and more companies like us are joining the fight to tackle those issues. To bring purpose to life as we reflect on 2020, we at EPAM are ready for social responsibility to be a central part of the company culture. And the past 7 months has just proven that. Today at EPAM, we are seeing that our efforts through our focus and commitment in the area of education, environment, and social innovation complement the foundational purpose that sits at the heart of our organizational strategy. Our mission is very simple. It is to give back through our knowledge and expertise by building capacity to enhance the livelihoods of youth and children for a better tomorrow. COVID-19 has meant that we've had to step up and be at the forefront as the world faces turbulent and unprecedented times. Implementing programs, optimizing available resources, and broadening the outreach in the current era of social distancing has proven to be a challenging task. Nevertheless, EPAMers all around came together and continue to come together as one to support our communities in the hour of need. Our direct commitment of $1.2 million highlights our global COVID-19 response. Communities we work and live continue to be challenged with food and health security during these extraordinary times. In the US, we identified food and PPE requirements as the most pressing needs. We partnered Feed America through a countrywide matching campaign at EPAM to support the delivery of meals to those communities most affected. Similar matching campaigns were also conducted in the UK, Netherlands, Belarus, Ukraine, to name a few. Our developers and designers also actively engage in the sharing their skills to build protective gear to meet the desperate needs of our frontline workers. The gentle mask designed and developed by our Continuum team was shared on our open source solutions hub and proved to be an instant success. The mask was a welcome solution for manufacturers and communities to address the supply shortage of protective masks. In other locations, we also had our EPAM Garage team support the design and production of 3D masks, which were donated to frontline workers in their respective countries. For the first time, EPAM was also able to secure a global partnership with UNICEF. The COVID resistance application gave our team an opportunity to build and support the launch of the HealthBuddy app, an information platform designed to protect children and families during the pandemic and beyond for UNICEF and WHO. We can proudly say that our commitment to sustain our regular CSR initiatives continue and still continue to be driven by our passionate EPAM volunteers. The map highlights a broad range of initiatives driven despite the numerous obstacles faced during these unusual times. Our CSR leads in the US and our global locations work tirelessly towards adapting to our new norm. The new norm also meant that we were able to continue our flagship programs such as eKids without much disruption. We also saw an increased level of engagement of EPAMers who put themselves out to actively participate and share ideas to both internal and external hackathons, meetups, and tech events where Impact for Good took a precedence unlike never before. Our university program as well as our eKids program further reiterates our commitment in this space. Our partners are not just advocates, but leading academics in schools, in universities, ensuring the impact is positive and real. And since 2002, EPAM has committed over 500,000 teaching hours in the space of education. It is no secret that some of the world's most successful corporations have scaled through collaborations. Through our partnership with key stakeholders like our employers, clients, and nonprofits, we now understand that identifying the key area of social impact should fit with our core mission. It is also essential that we connect with a variety of stakeholders, but the right and most effective to accelerate the pace of change. As you all know, social innovation at EPAM knows no boundaries, and the support and encouragement from our leadership has enabled us to disrupt and exploit ideas to impact for good in our communities at all times. Driven by an urgency to support efforts to curtail the pandemic, our teams came together to build an application that addressed one of the most challenging and pressing issues of our time. Today, we have the COVID-resistant app adapted to UNICEF and WHO's HealthBuddy, which is going to be launched across our European countries. As a result of all the hard work, we are also privileged and humbled by the recent recognition on our COVID resistance app. It was awarded the Pandemic Tech Award in 2020 in the US. EPAM is a business that values technology education as a means of self-expression and advancement. As we value those inherent qualities, we also look for that in our partners. And that is exactly what we share with Liberty Global, one of the world's leading converged video broadband and communication companies. In the summer, we were proud to partner jointly and support the Raspberry Pi Foundation's Coolest project, which reached 775 young creators from 39 countries who got the opportunity to share their projects in the world-leading youth technology fair. Estee Lauder Companies is known around the world as a leader in the fight against breast cancer and is currently active in more than 70 countries. This year, for the first time, EPAM decided to commit to support their virtual ELC Hackathon 2020. There were 166 teams combined from talent professionals from Estee Lauder, US universities, Microsoft, Infosys, Wipro, Salesforce, and other focused teams who participated to find ways to fight breast cancer. Our team here at EPAM was honored to have been selected as the grand prize winner of this particular event. Our talent and expertise has helped develop disruptive technology to solve pressing issues facing our planet. And these are just few of our examples that we have been able to capitalize this year and be recognized for. BIMA's Digital Day, an initiative that takes place every year in schools across the UK to encourage pupils to discover what a career in digital could mean for them, is also another one of those events that we are extremely excited to be part of. It is a privilege to partner BIMA, where 7,000 children in the UK will have this opportunity to be part of. Our mission is to improve the environment quality, partnering with experts, nonprofits, and community leaders, and support to reduce our carbon footprint in places we work and live in. At EPAM, we also have our own carbon footprint calculator tool, which is accessible by all EPAMers so that they can individually assess their own carbon footprint and then identify projects to offset their own. This application was built by our own EPAM team and today is widely used by many of our colleagues across the company. As we started our journey small 5 years ago, we have been taking small steps each year, and every year we have been privileged to be recognized for some of our efforts. And it is humbling to have these recognitions that we can share with you today. None of our efforts would be possible without our key partners. And today, from a mere 2-3 partners 5 years ago, we have a whole list of very credible, wonderful partners, globally recognized, and every year we are indebted to them as they do make our initiatives a reality and also impactful, not just globally but locally where we work and live in. As we come to the end of presentation, we hope that your view of your understanding of CSR at EPAM has deepened. We also look forward to having you be part of our journey. For those who are keen to be part of our eKids program, please join our Learn portal to register as a volunteer. For those who want to join our commitment to support our climate action initiatives, please do take some time to visit our very own carbon footprint calculator, where you can offset your own through projects offered on the platform or contact us for further direction. If you would like to know anything more in the area, please do not hesitate to contact us on the distribution list that is mentioned here. Thank you again for your time to listen to our journey here at EPAM.
We are not just fighting an epidemic, we are fighting an infodemic. With this dramatic statement, the Director General of the World Health Organization started his intervention at the annual meeting of foreign policy and security experts in Munich, Germany early this year, referring to the tsunami of fake news that spreads faster and more easily than the virus. How EPAM and a bunch of EPAMers joined UNICEF into the fight against this infodemic is what I'd like to share with you in the next few minutes. My name is Jorge Yui, and I am the product owner and the responsible of the COVID Resistance Initiative. Only 2 months into the pandemic, by the end of May, UNICEF launched a website called HealthBuddy, and almost by the same time, EPAM had already delivered to the open source community a first version of the COVID Resistance app. UNICEF had conceived an ambitious response plan designed to engage communities in their local language across 21 countries in over 10 languages by providing feedback to their users in real time, with the help of a natural language processing app, a chatbot. While UNICEF, jointly with WHO, had developed a powerful strategic response plan, they were searching for a partner able to support and deliver the technological capabilities required to implement such an ambitious plan. UNICEF and EPAM met in what we could consider now a serendipitous moment, and an auspicious collaboration partnership started, because EPAM, led by the Corporate Social Responsibility team, was also looking for a partner for its COVID resistance initiative. The requirements to the mobile app were clustered around 5 functionality groups. First, timely distribution of truthful information based on science and evidence to all communities. Second, supporting personalized interactive communication. Third, ability to collect user concerns and provide timely feedback to them. Fourth, support the tracking and debunking of myths and misinformation. 5. Support remote learning and training. Finally, the application should support also the monitoring and gather of the health and social information, and support the reporting and evaluation for the local authorities. As you can imagine, the challenge raised to the implementation team was massive. The user experience team needed to design a simple and yet powerful interface which will engage users across multiple cultures and different languages. The architects team needed to devise a blueprint and a set of technical components able to escalate easily and capable to respond to the high availability requirements. The millions of messages exchanged between the users and the different backend systems had to be encrypted and secured. The integration team needed to coordinate and align with the team responsible for the content and set up the different data flows among the backends and the application. We also needed to discuss about the technical sustainability of the initiative, to organize an operating model to propose technical support to the UNICEF owner team. We also prepared what we call Stage 3, the optional integration with the contact tracing module originally developed for COVID resistance, so that any country at any time could deploy it, and the collected data would be under the control and legal responsibility of the local health authorities. Finally, we needed to test and account for the potentially millions of concurrent users across the tens of countries and provide a strategy for their own hosting requirements. At its peak, over 25 specialists in 4 different countries, grouped in 8 different streams, were working on the project, often over weekends and holidays, in remote but close collaboration with the UNICEF project team responsible for developing the different requirements. A couple of months, mostly on lockdown mode, went by. The workload seemed endless. The journey sometimes looked too ambitious, but we couldn't give up. We needed to roll out a first version of the app. Finally, a couple of weeks ago, HealthBuddy hit the Apple and the Google Play Store. Many of the EPAMers were already working on other projects. We have put together a specialized team to provide technical support during the critical initial months of the rollout of the application. Together with UNICEF, we are closely coordinating and monitoring the adoption of HealthBuddy in the different countries. We know that the journey has just begun. Unfortunately for the world, HealthBuddy is needed more than ever. The fight against the infodemic, providing our know-how and tireless effort. Thank you.
How will life change after the pandemic? How might we enable safer travel? How can authorities ensure the health status of a person? To answer these challenges, a group of talented enthusiasts teamed up to create the Immunization Pass app for the EU versus Virus Hackathon. In a 72-hour event hosted by the European Commission and led by the European Innovation Council that connects innovators, partners and investors across Europe, EPAM's team set about developing an innovative solution for coronavirus-related challenges. Immunization Pass resolves a couple of problems. Firstly, allowing individuals to securely provide a certificate that proves validity of their necessary health tests or checks to any authority. It works for border control, airport authorities, event staff, and for vaccination clinics. The team used blockchain technology in order to provide the authorities with the level of trust they need to ensure that the person is who they say they are, and that their health test or vaccination status meets the standards set for their destination. By using blockchain, we securely store users' health data and other information for mapping user data. So how does this all work? Firstly, a user registers in the application using her or his biometric data. We use face recognition algorithms to identify the user and create their unique ID. Once logged in, users can verify their identity. Simply put, ensure to anyone they are who they say they are, based on initially provided biometric data. This functionality can be used at a vaccination clinic or at the test lab. So on the other end, we developed the Health Portal web application, where medical staff can create new tests by scanning both users' proof of identity QR code and test QR barcode. And record the test results to a particular account by scanning the appropriate test kit QR . These test results will later appear on the user's device. For offline use, users can save their test certificate directly into the device's wallet and use it offline for a limited time range. If users are using the app for travelling, to show airport authorities that they have the required test results, they can upload their identity document and present the proof of ID when needed. The ID can be hidden when not needed. Users decide when to show it. With such a setup, both authorities and end users can have a single, but distributed, source of truth for test records and, in the future, for vaccinations and immunities. Let's build a safer and more trustful future with Immunization Pass.
Hi, my name is Valeria Kasabutskaya, Director Learning and Development, CSR Programs Coordinator. More and more students are signing up for EPAM's eKids courses to learn the basics of programming. This makes the search for experienced Scratch trainers a more complex task than ever. Volunteering for EPAM eKids is a big responsibility. Not only do trainers commit to meeting their students regularly throughout their courses, but they also have to make sure they deliver fun, engaging and informative sessions on using the Scratch platforms. At the beginning of the last year, I joined the CSR team and suggested creating a course to teach first-time trainers how to create and lead lessons on programming through Scratch. eKids trainers are not professional teachers. Even with their passion to share programming with children, they still face difficulties. For example, they don't know how kids learn, or they don't have experience in lesson planning, and they don't always have a chance to consult with experienced volunteers. So my goal was to offer methodological support for volunteers through newly developed courses for trainers and kids. That is how experienced trainer Dmitry Orekhov and STEM ambassador Evgenia Gushina formed the core of our team, by combining their expertise and the experience of our other experts. They developed courses based on the real experience of active eKids volunteers. Today we have unique courses available in English and in Russian, which are recommended and designed for all EPAM employees and even school teachers, regardless of their work experience in IT.
Hi, my name is Dmitry Orekhov, Solution Architect, eKids and eKids Carriage Programs Trainer and Coordinator. The input from volunteers was key to finding a way to make a successful course, and the project team crowdsourced their suggestions. We spent a lot of time on the program concept. It was a crucial task to find balance and introduce programming concepts from real life based on our day-to-day experience and, on the other hand, make the course appropriate for trainers who might not be professional programmers but who want to teach kids programming. Today, our entry and intermediate level courses consist of 12 module lessons divided by topics, covering many important concepts of programming, including, of course, Scratch. We worked to select topics and content so that our student and, if necessary, trainers could receive a holistic understanding of the basic concepts and skills needed for successful programming. In addition, students would learn how to solve problems, turn their ideas into ready-made applications and be able to create their own projects. Each module includes a detailed lesson plan, theory and examples from real projects, options for exercises and assignments, tips for repeating the material covered, techniques for explaining concepts and more. Thanks for the team, the entry-level programming with Scratch course will help eKids trainers provide better courses than ever before. So if you want to start becoming involved in eKids courses or want to brush up on your teacher skills, take the entry-level programming with Scratch course. Intermediate-level programming with Scratch course is created to continue the learning from the first course, plus help novice trainers. We don't consider the courses as finished. We ask volunteers to use it, comment it and propose new projects, topics, ideas and approaches.
But what if kids don't have a chance to attend eKids classes with a trainer? Self-paced programming courses may help to explain what is programming to kids. We've decided to use Scratch, a visual programming environment that is great for learning the basics of programming for kids ages from 7 to 12. It is not ideal but has a very important advantages. It is programming language agnostic. It makes it possible to explain the main concepts and ideas of computer science and programming without coupling to a certain syntax, so kids may apply their knowledge to any other programming language. Self-paced programming courses for kids makes the education process a challenging task, as it has to be not only useful but also attractive to keep kids' attention from the very beginning. That is how we decided to design an interactive course with elements of gamification that introduces children to the fascinating world of programming in Scratch. And today we are pleased to present the course Your First Steps in Programming – Create a Game in Scratch, created by experienced volunteers from EPAM to help children 10 years and older to learn basics of programming in Scratch without a tutor, in a self-study mode, from anywhere in any convenient time and pace. One additional option is to assign a mentor. If kids have questions or face difficulties with practical exercises, our eKids trainers will be happy to provide feedback and assist on a necessary basis.
Throughout the learning process, children create their own version of the classic computer game, Pong. On the way they get acquainted with the history of computer games and its classification, learn the basics of programming and Scratch features. The course consists of introduction and 4 modules. From module to module, the course will lead students through the process of game development, design, physics, control, scoring, and eventually, student gets a playable computer game. Kids will get a chance to compare results of their efforts with the results of our trainers. Each module comprises a quiz with a new piece of Pong game made by our team as a prize. Finally, kids may obtain a certificate of completion.
Hello everyone, thanks for being here. My name is Efimchuk and I'm CSR coordinator for EPAM activities in Belarus. On behalf of EPAM, I would like to welcome you and provide a quick view of what CSR activities EPAM Belarus focused on in 2020, especially those around our education and eKids program. If you have any questions you would like to ask after the presentation, I would be happy to answer them. Please reach me out through Teams or email. So, let's get acquainted with the educational projects we run successfully online in our country throughout the year. They are eKids, eKids Garage, eKids Inclusive Program, eKids Teens Program, supporting CSR Partners Program with the Foundation Youth School and Association for Future, supporting the First National for School Teachers Yet Camp, organizing Pro-Teacher Belarus Camp for Teachers, supporting local schools with electrical and electronic equipment donation, and Train the Trainers, where we're sharing knowledge and helping them to adopt our programs into curriculum. eKids Mota, where we built a community of volunteers, trainers, as well as our program like Scratch at Home Challenge, Developing Scratch Quest, and eSeniors program. This year, we were able to successfully launch an online eKids program after 5 successful years of offline classes to meet the challenges of virtual learning that students were facing across the country. Supporting youth education, specifically STEM education, is one of EPAM's core CSR strengths, and we knew we would have to work hard to make sure we could still support our programs even if everything had to move online. Some background to the eKids program. It's a 3-month coding course across 3 levels of students based on MIT Scratch program. As of this year, we have 50 trainers and 300 kids involved. 40% of students are girls, which is encouraging, of course, as we seek to develop young women's interest in STEM education. The future of our digital world is changing quickly, and new and unique skills will be necessary. Coding is going to become a way of life for the future. eKids program adopted for every age and has been developed to make coding fun and not overload children with boring information. The program is attended by children of EPAM employees as well as kids from SOS Children's Village, refugees from Armenia and Ukraine, kids from Voluntary Association, Откровения Association, Rana, aimed to help families with premature babies, and underprivileged students as well. We also support an inclusive coding program which teaches children and young people with disabilities to code, design, develop, and construct robots. It also promotes inclusion at EPAM and provides equal opportunities for all people. For example, now, at this moment, 15 students are studying Python, JavaScript, Java, HTML, and .NET through inclusive coding program. Our basic eKids program is where we teach children programming with Scratch. However, for more senior kids, we teach courses in Python, JavaScript, Java, CSS, HTML, Unity, and .NET, plus soft skills like English courses. The eKids team is also taking advantage of virtual collaboration software to keep connecting with students successfully using Skype and Zoom, Teams, Jumping Chat, Classroom by Google. No matter if it's in person or now online, our courses are focused on making sure our trainers have the skills they need to be a good teacher, and our students to make sure we're supporting a love of coding and lifelong learning, besides the fun they have in the course. Thus, our volunteer trainers are EPAMers who are an expert in a specific field and loves teaching children, are ready to share their knowledge and skills, help kids in their learning growth, should be able to commit at least 3 hours a week, schedule, monitor, and evaluate classes, track attendance. Students are kids who love to learn new things, gain practical knowledge of our trainers' work, to develop creative thinking and programming skills, should be able to spend at least 3 hours a week in class or practicing at home, complete task and exercise assigned by trainer. Our parents, of course, have also their roles and are responsible for kids' learning and safety if it's offline classes, inform about behavior rules in the office and during the classes, sign an agreement and release form, which is obligatory. Program coordinator are process management, resolving organizational problems. So how did we begin transition to an online eKids program? Here are the steps we took. First of all, you have to identify team members who will help coordinate and facilitate the lesson, decide on a date. Explain the difference between offline and online education, advantages of offline education to motivate the audience to participate. Consider the methodology, conduct introduction meeting and provide all the necessary materials and presentations for trainers, including summary sheets, links, slides. Create and prepare the necessary content in advance. Create and schedule up to 2 reminder emails with detailed instructions and other important details to parents or kids prior to the class. Build and finalize class content like a slide deck or discussion sheet. Test the chosen platform in advance and conduct rehearsal session. We had to remember that you can't just replicate offline classes. An online class will always be a different experience, and the training has to be a little different for everyone. You can't compare it to online classes and expect the same thing. No. However, we did find some positive outcomes of holding online classes. So, advantages of online learning include opportunity to try different tools and get new experience. Participants can gain new skills. such as independence, time management, work in distributed teams collaboration. Kids can also learn a very important skill, how to work independently and manage their time effectively. When they work online, you require more motivation and concentration, but kids can also see their success very quickly. So what are the advantages of online learning? Of course, it's convenient time, day and place. Upon agreement with trainers, students might receive continued support and collaboration, can have individualized approach for students, more convenient of people with special needs, of course, complete different activities, home task, video recording, lectures, mentoring, one-to-one, group mentoring, and duration of class can be unlimited. Here are some of the knowledge we gained as we adjusted online learning, our best tips. So close any unnecessary applications and programs running on your computer or computers that will be shared. Turn on the camera, welcome the audience, announce the topic of the class, make speaker introductions, so let people know that they are in the right place. Don't forget to record the class and send to any students who couldn't make it. Inform the audience about the rules, agenda, and instructions, like when to answer questions, how to demonstrate the screen, when to demonstrate the screen, how to use listen-only mode, and etc. Monitor audience engagement via the dashboard, polls, communication, and encourage the audience to participate actively every 5-7 minutes. We also learned that following up after holding every online class was critical to making sure the experience was the best it could be for students, that they continue to engage in the materials and learn. Review feedback after the first class in order to understand what to improve as a trainer. Check and send the recording of the class to participants so they can revisit any material they want. Send the homework tasks to encourage students to keep participating on their own. And of course, keep an open channel of communication with all participants over chat, email, or your preferred method so they can ask questions, get feedback, and stay in touch before the next class. We would like to share examples of online coursework, like from our Unity class. After the presentation, you can visit these links and check out how we held the courses. And to give you an idea about the experience as a trainer, as a student, here is what some of the courses looked like live as they were happening. You can see that things were busy with screen sharing, being on camera, and making sure students were engaged and not just watching a video about the material. Trainers have to keep them participating in real time. So, although our transition to online courses went really well, of course, we faced some challenges and learned about ways we can do even better. The main challenges we faced were finding the best class size for online learning. Unfortunately, it's only around 6-8 students. 7-9 years old kids should be taught under parent supervision only, otherwise they could get distracted. No physical activities for kids, we call it energizers. Not all students have computers and necessary equipment, such as camera, headset, etc. And not all participants can study independently. And the burst learning we developed include: give it a try, believe in the trainer, believe in technology, believe in the student. The eKids trainers advise that anyone looking to use virtual learning as a fun activity at home should believe in the student. Many kids are doing online learning for the first time as well, so be flexible, celebrate achievements, and look for opportunities to have fun while they learn. Involve parents, especially for kids 7-9 years old. Always stand on camera in order to see the reaction and emotions. Try to communicate more with participants. Share experience with other trainers in eKids meetups. Create a communication channel to support each other and encourage knowledge sharing through Learn platforms, Skype, Community, Zed, Yammer. Besides our regular eKids and eKids inclusive courses, our education initiative supports other programs too. We host a Scratch course online with 6 mentors and 40 volunteers and 10 unique tasks for 2 age categories, with 37 young students across Belarus participating. Mentors has developed unique tasks such as crosswords, logic tasks, puzzles, riddles. The activity promotes fun and learning, imagination and discovery, listening and presenting, teamwork and collaboration. It's never too late to learn. With this motto, we also launched the Seniors program in 2019 in an offline format, but have had to move to online in 2020. Seniors is an educational program for senior people, parents or grandparents of EPAM employees or their relatives, as well as people from communities. The goal of the initiative is to share our knowledge in computer science with senior people from our country. We believe that this program will allow senior people to be confident and to keep their professional skills up to date, and hopefully will help in job hunting if they need, of course, or helps them keep in contact with their friends and families. The program includes basic knowledge on computer usage and studying Excel, Word, presentations, e-banking, mobile applications, workshop on internet security, and more. 12 participants successfully passed their first online courses. Today, all of our education programs continue to actively develop and expand. Each time, the number of participants who want to learn programming and computer skills increases. The program needs more trainers. We welcome anyone who is passionate about teaching and who can dedicate themselves to students, sharing knowledge and learning. If you are interested in volunteering, we can help you with all aspects of launching classes, provide support along the way, and provide continuous mentoring from other experienced trainers along the way. Please reach out to see how you can get involved. Thank you very much.
Awareness to one of the impactful CSR initiatives called eKids program. Many of you probably heard of it before, but on this call, we would like to focus more on the US location and how we run and coordinate it in North America. eKids program is a great opportunity for any EPAM US employee or their close family members to contribute a part of their time and share their knowledge with the community, with the children in the US that are looking for such learning opportunities, or with any child in the US that is eager to learn something new. We really believe that sometimes something that doesn't seem too big of a deal for us might be a really life-changing event for a child. May 2020, we adopted a new format, online format for our program, and it has been very successful. And in this session, we will focus more on the details, tips, and pointers of this new online format of our US eKids program. My name is Natalia Williams. I am a CFO Executive Assistant located in Newtown, Pennsylvania. I've been with EPAM for about 8 years now, and for the past 6+ months, we've been happily running and coordinating eKids US program with Illulia.
Hello everyone, my name is Illulia. I'm a Senior People Advisor Specialist based in San Francisco, California. I have been working for EPAM a little bit more than 4 years. And today Natalia and I represent eKids US Program Coordinators team, and we are so excited to share our experience with you. Let's start. We have launched online eKids US campaign in May 2020. We opened registration and did call for trainers for whole US. And also we invited to this program not only EPAM employees but also their family members such as spouses and college-age kids. We are so excited and happy that we were able to find 30 plus volunteers who join trainers team and become a valuable part of the kids family. When we start working with our new trainers, we face several challenges. First of all, it was online format. It was a new format for us. It's more complicated, and frankly speaking, we were not really ready to start. And because we really worry how to structure our lessons, to have availability to do presentation, check on kids' progress, and also pay attention for each child and allocate enough time to each child, because it's much easier to conduct classes in a classroom. Another challenge that we faced is that some of our trainers actually didn't have any experience working with kids. They really worry how to find connection with kids. But we are very happy to have colleagues in Ukraine and Belarus that were really happy to jump in and share their experience, and actually they inspire our trainers to start online courses. And another side of online eKids programs, that you don't need to worry about transportation and commute to office where we before conducted other classes. Also, you don't need to worry about your location, and you just need to have internet access, and you can jump to your call and start your class anytime you're actually ready. And this is why we were able to offer a lot of classes to different locations. We start our first online courses in May 2020 as well. We start with scratch, but in some point of time we noticed that our kids really passionate about education. They really want to learn more and they need more challenge. And we are so happy that our trainers, our new trainers, were able to prepare new courses, and they also were passionate about training, learning, and they created a lot of new courses. That is why we start offering not just Scratch but also Python, Java, web development, Angular, C++, graphic design, design thinking, time management, public speaking. And also in this slide you can see a picture from our C++ class and also design thinking class. And again, we just try to find interesting challenge, interesting program for our kids to bring more and more interesting project and to make classes more challenging, I can say. And let's jump to some numbers. Currently, we have more than 30 volunteers who support this program. Also, we're covering more than 15 states already. And right now, we are offering 10 plus discipline, and we already launched 30 plus courses. And more than 200 kids already participated in our classes. And I can say that these numbers grow almost every month, because we open new registration every 2 weeks. And in this slide, you also can see one of our graduation picture of design thinking class. It's another important thing that we switch. Of course, all our classes is online right now. That is why we switch our graduation from offline to online as well. And right now, we're just taking pictures and also present online diplomas to each kid. And also in this slide, you can see another screenshot from our Python class. And here just more colors of our program. Here you can see examples of a Scratch class, and also from Python class and another Python class and another Scratch class. And just another important thing that we have several streams of Python or of Scratch or of Java, and I just want to say that each trainer is different. Each trainer use different approach and style and techniques, and they can teach basics of Python using Trinket platform, or we can teach basic of Python using some game creation, or we can use just Anaconda platform just to use another the basics of Python. That is why, again, all other classes is very interesting and is all unique and all different. And here just another examples of Scratch, also another Scratch class, design thinking course, and also Python using a Trinket platform. And now let's jump to some protests.
Thank you. Here we just wanted to mention that there are three main sources that we use for advertising and announcement of everything related to the university. One, and the most important one, is Learn Portal. This is where we do all our coordination, registration, students tracking, all the processes that are needed for the program. And then there's also KB page and Yammer page that are actively in use. We do post our classes announcements on both platforms. And we always encourage people to register to add themselves as members to one of the platforms to stay up to date on any news in regards to the program. And let's talk a little bit more about the process and about what kind of support we provide to our trainers. When the trainer shows their interest in participating, the main idea that we approach is we would take care of all the coordination, we will take care of all the logistics, and the trainer will focus on preparing for the classes and preparing the curriculum only. We really try to keep our processes transparent. That's why we stay in touch with our trainers on a constant basis. It's usually once per week to track their progress. But we try not to overload our trainers, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we stay connected. And we want to make sure that our trainers feel that they can reach out to us anytime, that we always prompt in responding to the messages, and we always online if there is any need for them to contact us. In addition to one-on-one meetings that we have with our trainers and Q&A sessions, we provide education materials, we provide some support in finding the sources that will help our trainers to prepare for the classes. We always encourage our trainers to communicate between each other for knowledge exchange. For example, if there is a new trainer that shows the interest in Python, we make sure that we can connect the trainer with other experienced trainers to share their knowledge. We also encourage them to join our currently running sessions so they will be able to see what the online class looks like, what kind of setup it is. And we always try to accommodate our trainers' requests for support. Again, we communicate to our trainers that we do all the logistics, but we send follow-up emails so they're aware of the current stages in our processes. For online classes, we use our paid Zoom account. Paid version provides freedom in the duration of the call. There is no limitation of the call that free versions offer. So paid version of Zoom platform has been working really great for us. We did not have any technical difficulties or issues with it. And once the classes start, we also attend those calls as a quiet listeners. We just join the call to make sure that the trainer was able to log in, that there are no issues with passwords, that there are no issues with internet connection, and if there is anything that's force majeure and something unexpected, that we communicate with the children while the trainer is resolving the issue. We also track the kids' attendance and monitor the same in Learn Portal. And then once we get closer to the end of the course, we also communicate with the trainers whether we offer our trainers to send thank you notes, including the diplomas themselves, or if they would like us to do it on their behalf, we always offer that option. And to conclude This section is basically, we just want to make sure that when the new trainer comes to the program, we would really support his or her ideas. We would really provide that level of support that is needed for them to feel that they're not overloaded, they're not, they don't have to deal with every single aspect that is involved in the program, that they only have to focus on teaching aspects of the program. And our transparency and our communication and the process that we built showed and brought really good results. And at this point we can say that we see the successful part of it, because our trainers do want to repeat a second or third course. So a lot of trainers don't leave the program, they stay within the program and they just continue to teach children further.
Thank you so much, Natalia. And I just want to say is that we are always happy to help and share our experience. Just contact us, and we will be happy to support you and answer all your questions.
Thank you for your time.
Namaste and greetings of the day to you. I'm John Mota, CSR coordinator from EPAM India. My exposure and experience working in various change-making projects across India has given me this wonderful opportunity to serve the underserved communities through our CSR programs at EPAM. Our CSR team from India is fully committed to achieving EPAM global CSR goals, with addition to solving some of the geographical social problems that are in need of the hour. Our aim is to promote quality education, contribute towards the fight against climate change, provide access to clean drinking water and sanitation, support tech-driven social enterprises, and also empower young girls and women through our CSR programs. We actively collaborate with like-minded non-profit organizations to accelerate our efforts towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Today, in this presentation, I will be highlighting two of our programs. eKids program is a long-term sustainable initiative to provide a motivating and encouraging educational environment for high school students from socio-economically marginalized sections of the society. eKids is an integral part of the regular school curriculum, and our vast curriculum includes introduction to computers, various coding programs, and we nurture their innovation skills through various hackathons. Our eKids teachers at schools are upskilled frequently by our EPAM volunteers. In this picture, you can see our eKids teacher interacting with the students at our eKids labs. We have been committed towards enabling young girls and boys to explore the world of software engineering since 2017, where more than 2,700 students continue to learn through our eKids labs. We have set up 7 eKids labs across various remote locations so far. Our commitment and dedication towards promoting quality education among underserved communities has been recognized by Hyderabad Software Enterprise Association and Nirman in Telangana. Now I would like to talk about our next program, Translation Hackathon. India is one of the most diverse countries with close to a few hundreds of languages spoken throughout the nation. Though English is used as a link language to communicate with communities that speak various regional languages, there are still significant populations that do not speak English. Hence, the opportunity and accessibility to quality educational materials are limited mostly to English-speaking communities. We collaborated with Raspberry Pi Foundation for translating their coding programs into our regional languages to help reach more children in communities that do not have access to high-quality computing education. While we are making necessary efforts in promoting digital education to students from socio-economically marginalized sections of the society, we strongly believe translations help us in accelerating our efforts towards reaching more students and communities from non-English speaking communities as well. This is the screenshot of a training session where Raspberry Pi Foundation team have been training our volunteers on how the translation needs to be done. We used Crowdin platform, which is an online platform to translate materials from English to Indian regional languages. We translated around 11 coding programs into Hindi, Marathi and Kannada with the help of 20 plus volunteers who used their technical expertise and passion to create a social impact. We conducted this hackathon during the initial days of COVID-19 lockdown, and our volunteers absolutely enjoyed translating these projects. Thank you for listening to me. In case you need more information, feel free to reach out to me on my email address mentioned here. Goodbye.
Each year, emission rates for carbon dioxide grow dramatically. The high concentration of the gas in the atmosphere acts like heat insulation for the Earth. It is carbon dioxide that accelerates the greenhouse effect, warming the surface of our planet and seriously affecting our environment through climate change. We cannot stop producing all carbon dioxide. However, we can change our lifestyle to decrease our personal contributions to rising emission rates. My name is Natalia. I am business analyst for the Carbon Footprint Calculator project. Today, our UX designer Vlada and I will tell you about the amazing application that helps people to change their daily habits and become eco-friendly. Carbon Footprint Calculator is an application that helps people learn more about CO2 emissions globally and how they can make an impact in their personal lives. This is our statistics page. By picking a mark at the globe, you can see information both at the country and city levels. Also, you can choose whether to see emissions in total or by factors. EPAMers can also see corporate emissions resulting from flights. The main goal of the calculator is to allow users to determine their personal carbon footprint and explore recommendations on how to decrease it. The quiz consists of 7 sections devoted to main factors of CO2 emission. Every section has an explanation about how we use this data to calculate the footprint. There are also hints to make it quick and easy to complete the quiz. The first 3 sections are mandatory, others are optional. Once they have completed the quiz, the user may send any suggestions on how to improve the service to the project team. The My Result page contains information about personal CO2 emission and ways to reduce it. The background of the page changes accordingly to your results. On the left, there is a pie chart of your personal contribution to CO2 emissions, as calculated by the quiz. It shows the share of each factor in details and total value. You can also compare your results with other participants. Note that your position in the ranking table can be changed respectively to the number of users from your country who has passed the quiz. For users who have completed quiz more than twice, their personal progress chart is available for viewing. Here you can see how your footprint changes during the time between your quizzes. During users' interviews, 15% of respondents noted that they are trying to reduce their carbon footprint in specific categories. For example, trying to make fewer purchases and consume less electricity. On the right, there is a recommendation block. It offers suggestions on how you can work to reduce your personal carbon footprint. You can also share your results on social networks. Another amazing feature of our service is the opportunity to offset your carbon footprint. At our partner service, you can choose various carbon reduction projects, from planting trees to supporting the male wind farm to participating. To help yourself remember to update your answers and take the quiz each month to track your progress, you can subscribe to our notifications.
Users can always find the latest news related to environmental protection and even suggest news themselves in the news section. For EPAM employees who want to promote the use of the carbon footprint calculator to others, they can add an image to their email signature to help others learn more about the tool and encourage them to use it. Our team is working hard to make it convenient and easy for users to use our service. 95% of users pass the quiz thanks to the monthly reminder and do not need to remember it on their own. Active and interested users may subscribe to the monthly newsletter. It's possible to customize the currency rates per country, which is used to help calculate personal CO2 emissions. As a small reward, EPAM employees receive badges for passing the quiz, which are displayed in the employee's profile and demonstrate his or her activity and awareness. Users may check the number and regularity of completed quizzes in a separate tab here. Here, users can view their favorite and suggested posts or return to the chat, all activity in one place. At the moment, more than 30 developers, testers, business analysts and UX/UI designers are working on the project. You can get to know us here. All the work on website support is carried out by the team in admin mode. It allows the team to confirm user suggestions, update information, and add new content. Since its launch 3 years ago, the project has grown significantly and continues to improve. Together with the project, our audience grows, and user experience is extremely important for us. Therefore, we recently conducted a serious analysis of the service and talked with a large number of users to get feedback. After analyzing the information we received, we began to work on redesigning the service, fixing inconveniences, and adding functionality. We invite you to be among the first new users to evaluate the updated design. We tried to make the result page more informative and detailed. Now users don't need to switch to an additional page and evaluate your progress in a separate chart. This section allows you not only to get information, but, if you wish, go to the partner's website and learn more about offsetting your personal footprint. We also edited the opportunity to get a collective result for company units, included reminders for monthly completion of the quiz, provided an opportunity to compare results within a group or more. The geography service service can measure is growing, and to provide each user with a convenient site experience, we plan to adjust the language of the site to the user's location. We have also started the transition to responsive, which allows you to get acquainted with the site even from lower resolutions, including mobile ones. We have already started the implementation of navigation, which should simplify user flows. We have also provided the website with information on what results we have achieved. Here you will find data of the number of users and the countries from which they passed the quiz. To learn more about our project and goals, please visit our page About Us. Here you can see how to contact us for any collaborations and service improvements.
All right, so I'm going to take you through some regular use cases of the Trashly application. So I'm standing at my desk at home, and I've just fired up the application. And you'll see here that we have a pretty immersive landing when we first get in, and got a nice broad landscape here. We have two callouts at the top. The item on the left is actually a game, and I'll show that to you in a second. And the one on the right is just a share promotion to help us kind of build some momentum for the application. But all the major action happens in this lower 1/8 of the screen here, where I can type in an option to start searching for things to recycle, or I can press that camera button and let me start imaging objects. And we'll go through the bottom navigation content items in a second. So let's just get in and start seeing what we can recycle here. So I've got a couple of things that my wife wants me to get rid of. And the first one is this batch of lemons that we have. And I don't know what to do with it, but Trashly says this is food. So I imaged it, and I come down here and I hit confirm on food. And it's asking me, is it cooking oil or other food? That's machine learning asking me for some confirmation on what this item is. So I'll say other food. And what Trashly does is it gives me some recommendations as well as some information on how the objects that I'm using in my lifestyle are affecting the planet. So that's what this content is at the top. And then at the bottom, I get a series of recommendations. Now at the top of the screen, it says your item is compostable. Now I've never composted anything, but if you look here at the bottom, it says DIY compost. And that'll actually it'll give me some instructions on how to build my own compost pile. So we thought that was nice to kind of add that in. There's also options here. If I lived in California, I could put it into a compost bin. So Trashly's pretty smart about that. Now that we've done that, I'll hit finish, and let's move on to something else. So let's see. I got my lemons sorted out. How about this old camera? What does Trashly think that is? So it comes up as electronics. And again, for clarification, Trashly go and ask me, is this a cell phone? Is this any other kind of appliance? And I'll hit other electronics, and it says, my item requires special handling. And again, the options below give me a bunch of things to sort through to see which one works best for my use case, whether I want to have somebody come pick it up or trade it in. The idea is to facilitate the user with as much information and options as possible relative to the object. Okay, so let's finish. Let's try something else here. How about, I got a moving box here that we used. What does Trashly think that is? Comes up as box. So you see how the pattern works here. And we've gone through a bunch of stuff that is, that all functions. Let me just cardboard shipping box. This item is recyclable and can go in the recycle bin. Again, in the instructions, this will say, break the box down, flatten it out. So this is all good content. Let's finish that. Now let's go on to something that doesn't work too well. How about this? What does Trashly think this item is? Wow, we got that on the first two. Okay, plastic Mylar bag. Now this item isn't compostable or recyclable. And again, we don't really want to push users into this area of using the landfill bin, so it's the absolute last option. We'd rather they reduce their use of this item, but if we have to recommend the landfill bin, we will. So let's keep moving on. How about this t-shirt? Clothes. Trashly's really killing it today. Okay, so again, you see how this works. It uses the imaging, it picks the items up, it pretty much understands what a lot of the common household objects I've thrown at it are, and it also does a good job of tracking each item. One of the things that we'll look at here is, if you go back to the main page and hit recents, it keeps track of everything that I've recycled here in this list. It also tells me what the action was that was the preferred item action. So if I wanted to go back, and if I had another cardboard box that I remember I recycled it from last week, I can come into my recents and see exactly what I did with that specific item. So that's how recents functions. One other thing I wanted to show you back here on the imaging part of the application is actually typing in a material here. So if I type on this text box, I'm going to go up to the top and I type in, let's see, I had some furniture I wanted to get rid of. So let's see here, if I put in furniture. So it'll give me an immediate response. My item requires special handling. I probably have to call the county and have them come pick that up. Okay, how about I have an old car sitting outside. How about that car battery? Okay, again, special handling. Okay, so let's get out of the search and let's go into stuff nearby. So I know I have this furniture. How can I get rid of this furniture? Well, we've got a feature called Near Me. What Near Me will do is it'll take a look around you and see what recycling locations are nearby. So if I go back into this typing interface and I say car batteries, it'll tell me the 6 places close by where I can take a car battery to recycle it. And O'Reilly Auto Parts is really close, so I could probably just drop it off right there. And if I go into this, I get full details on that location. I can see the hours, I can see the accepted materials that they accept. So there's a lot of information that we're providing users as they go through this UI. And then the last section that we'll touch on here is the My Impact section. So the My Impact area is a content area where we're going to try and educate the user on how recycling is good for the planet and that we should all be trying to become better citizens and take care of the resources that we have. So this is an educational area here. And at the top, it's actually tracking how many items I've recycled through Trashly. We want to be able to include eventually a carbon footprint calculator. We think that'd be a neat feature to have, but we can also just jump right back in and recycle something else here from the UI. Now, let's take a look at this game that I promoted earlier. So if you don't notice here really quick, I'm going to tell you that that's the cheat sheet. Those are all the answers to this test I'm about to take. And the idea is you slide these bins left and right to try and catch the trash that's coming out. Now, I tend to not do too bad when there's bottles and fruits and stuff. And I get a little flag of approval there. I usually get slipped up when there's something other than food item, like when he throws out, see, that's milk. I think that goes someplace specific, and I'm not putting in the right bin, I know for a fact. See, this orange bin is where that sucker's supposed to go. Let's see here. Food, where's food go? Food goes there. That's a rubber duck, that's in the wrong spot. All right, so we see how that works. And let's see here, to get back home. I think this is one of those bugs, Elvin, where we can't get out of the game just yet. This is why we're in beta.
Swipe up from the bottom, that's an Android thing, right, and hit the back button.
You can tell I'm an iOS user. I apologize. Okay, so up here on this last menu, we do have a couple of things that I did want to show you. When a user first installs the application, we do give them some onboarding here that they run through. And it's basically, this is going to be a content area where we could just give them a little bit of education about how Trashly works, how it applies machine learning to the camera and identifies the objects, and gives them just a quick overview of how to use that, and then to get in touch with us if they have any questions. So that is the quick 5,000 foot overview of the Trashly application.